Answer this phone, man. Answer this phone, bro. I need to talk to you for a minute. Hello. What up? I just need to talk to you for a minute.
What's up, man?
Today on Base Talks, we have Julian Colley. Hey, he's a guy I like. He's also my nephew. So pay attention. He got a lot to say, and I'm going to give him the opportunity to say it. But before we get into that, we're going to find out who Julian is. Julian, where you from?
I'm from here, East Preston. Name's Julian Colley. I'm 37. Born and raised East Preston native. As you know, my uncle, I've been around you my entire life since childhood. So it's nice to sit here with you and be able to talk about the things that we've been discussing.
Yeah, man. It's good for us to get this chance to talk because I feel I'm going to learn a lot today.
Likewise.
From you. And somewhere it's written that the old will learn from the young. And this is the opportunity for everybody to learn something about East Preston. I know I want to know more. Yeah. I know I should be more involved. But it's hard to get involved with something that has so much negativity for so many years, the way it's been running. Mm-hmm. And you're in a position now in East Preston doing what?
I'm the chairman of our ratepayers. So it's essentially, I guess you could say in another word, a town hall in comparison. Slightly different, but It's pretty much that same. So I'm the chairman of that, and I'm just supposed to overlook organizations in the community and just make sure everyone's getting what they deserve, whether it's funding, help with certain things, making sure the seniors are good, the kids have opportunities. So it's a lot of work, but it's fun.
Okay. Yeah. And that's a volunteer position, isn't it?
It is strictly volunteer, yes.
Now, we have a lot to talk about that. We just had some lobster and steak, and we mentioned some things, and I really want to get deeper into that. But who is Julian? Now, that's what you're working with the community, and we're going to find out how you fell into that role. But I also know that you have a professional bodybuilding card. You're a bodybuilder?
Yes.
Are you still doing that?
No, I retired back in 2023. It was my last show.
You retired?
Yes.
Why you retired?
I won't even say I feel. Here's my thing on it. I started competing. My first show was 2012, Muscle Beach in Alberta. And, as you know, with that type of role comes a lot of substances.
Steroids? That was steroids?
Yes, okay. Yes, steroids and stuff like that. So I was on that for well over a decade. And, there are things that can happen, and it's not for everybody. But that's the main reason why I had started, is because I was competing, because I was doing so good. Because, let's face it, no one goes to a bodybuilding show to just see, your average Joe.
Right.
We're like the modified cars of the human world.
Souped up ones.
Yes.
Souped up on steroids. So what, did you have a kind of a bad experience with steroids for being on it for so long? Yeah,
for me it was mental, because it took me so far I had a lot of childhood wounds going into it.
Childhood wounds?
Wounds, yeah.
Okay.
So as much as I thought I understood myself, because I left here young. I moved out of home at 17, 19, I moved to Alberta, and I was gone for quite a while. But with that, I didn't really get to know myself, because I kind of grew up as like a adultized kid.
A what?
Like an adultized kid, I guess. Someone that's taken on an adult's role at a very young age. So I never got to learn a lot of things. I didn't really have these certain guidances that were around, like maybe here and there, but nothing that was concrete. So a lot of stuff was trial and error, and that world gave me a lot of so many great things I'm happy for, but it also came with a lot of other things that I wasn't prepared for.
So how was your upbringing? Your mother and father, they're both still alive?
Yes, they are.
I know they are, but I'm asking for the viewers.
Yes.
They're both still alive?
Yeah.
How's your relationship with your mom?
Me and my mom, we have a distant but loving relationship. I still see my mom and talk to her. We bump heads, but it's nothing of, her doing.
There's no hate?
Yeah, nothing like that.
How about you and your father?
Me and my dad don't really talk. See him here and there, but I just don't have the relationship with him to, I know he's my father. I speak to him. I've been around him, but we just never really spent time to really have that father-son relationship. So,
how's that pull on you? Because I have the experience of never knowing my father. So how's that have that pull on you? How's that feel to know your father exists, he's around, and you don't have a closeness with him? Does that pull on you some way, negative?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, actually. For the longest time, I fought for my dad's approval, my entire life as a young boy, which is why I did, especially when I was bodybuilding. I'm like, I watched my dad, I watched you, I watched.
Yeah, he was in the gym.
Yeah, so that's where I got that love for the weight from. But it was also an escape from being, the bully little skinny kid. But not having my dad around, but knowing that he's, just across the bridge, and he does still come to East Preston. Like, he's very accessible, and just it's almost like growing up, having everybody around you, but you're still alone.
Right. I can understand that.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have everybody around you and you want to be alone.
Yes.
That's my thing because I'm not learning anything and I'm not feeling protected.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have to figure this out on my own.
Protection. That was for me. I did go through some traumatic things, and my dad just, I always seen him as Superman, and unfortunately a lot of my hardships fell on my mom. That's why me and my mom had a strained relationship, right? But my dad just, not saying he's a bad person or anything, but he wasn't there, and I'm fortunate on that end because my daughter now benefits from me not having a father because I do everything the opposite of what I felt I do for her.
So you doing that? I mean, are you with your daughter's mom? You guys still together?
No, we're not together.
So she probably wouldn't say the same thing. She probably thinks you're just a jerk.
Who, her mom?
Yeah.
No, we're actually pretty tight. Actually, yeah. Me and my daughter's mom are actually pretty tight. I was just there the other day, and that was my daughter that actually called when we were just having some. Yeah. So I'm gonna go to her mom's house with her and her husband. Like, he's in the cars, I'm in the cars. So yeah, we have
hang out with your ex.
Yeah, man, we have a very, very good co-parenting relationship,
mature.
and that's I'm fortunate because I didn't really get to experience the bitter baby mama stereotype, and Steph's always.
She's a lady I met. She's working in a certain store.
Yes.
Nice lady.
So
nice lady.
Yeah,
I had no issues with her. So now, the bodybuilding, we talked about that a bit. We talked a bit about your family. Now, your uncle. I have a lot of run-in with the law. Have you had any trouble with the law that we want to talk about today, or?
Yeah, no, I have. I think I have. I'm not a saint. I'm not perfect.
You haven't done no jail time though.
No. Holding for a little while, but.
What about criminal record? You got a criminal record?
I don't. I do not have a criminal record either. Close. I was around some people I shouldn't have been around.
Right.
Diving into things I shouldn't have been diving into. Mm-hmm. Not maliciously, just kind of, it's the cool thing to do at this time. So I'm gonna do it too.
Right.
And it didn't serve me well.
Your brother works with me now.
Yes.
And we talked about cars and stuff once in a while. I didn't realize he was with you that time when you guys got pulled over by the cops.
Yeah.
And you were harassed.
Yes.
But I got to hear a little bit more from the story, but the story from him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Maybe you guys were racing.
Just a little bit. Yeah, that's when he just got his Beamer and I just had my Volkswagen, and it was undercovers too. So they were in like a little Hyundai. We just thought they were, and we weren't going excessive. We had just took off.
But you were speeding.
Yeah, we were. We were doing like, a little bit. A little too much for the 80 series highway we were on, let's put it that way.
And you got a touch of how the police could be when you're involving two black guys with two nice cars.
Yeah.
And if you're doing something that is, a bit against the law, it can lead to trouble quick.
Big time.
So you hope
everlasting.
You guys learn from that.
Yeah.
You ain't never got a speeding ticket since.
No. Oh, I won't say that, but, but that did actually hinder my life for quite a while. It was like a year. I had to get rid of it. Like, I had lost my license. I had to go back to driving school, and so just make the right choice. That was, but young and learning.
Man, being from this small community, Preston, and I don't like to say East, I like to say Preston because we've been divided for too long.
Right.
You're sitting in a position as a chair of East Preston, and you're supposed to oversee everything that's going on, kind of being everybody's business. Keeping tabs on where the money's being spent, what it's being spent on. And are people working with you, or you feel they're working against you?
At first, coming into this, I felt that we had a lot of, I guess, people that weren't for us. But after being in here for, I think, 9-8 months now, I got in last September. Yeah, so I'm going almost a year now. We've got a lot of talent out here. There are a lot of people that have come out to help now. There are people in the community who were like just showing up day after day after day for projects and things that we're working on in the community. at first it was kind of wonky because I don't think many people knew me either. And I think there was a preconception of who I was without actually sitting and talking to me, which is why I'm also glad we get to do this because I didn't grow up here my adult life.
But you said you went away to Alberta?
Yes, Alberta.
Who was out there? Because your mother's here, your father was here. Who's in Alberta?
Nobody, just me.
You went there by yourself?
Yeah, my friend Brandon.
No, a girl.
No
girl?
No girl, just me. My friend at the time, my best friend Brandon from school, he went out there and, after losing one of my good friends here in the community, I had enough and I left.
Wanted to get away.
Yeah. And that was probably scariest move at the time, but 3 weeks before Christmas, I was gone. I was out of here. Yeah.
Yeah, don't get me going about Christmas. Yeah, man. So you're working with the community.
Yes.
Where is the community at right now? And where would you like to see the community go?
Right now, we're probably I'd say we're about a good 25, 30 years behind. Behind, yep.
So who are we behind?
Just ourselves, really.
Okay.
We've hindered ourselves to the point where we've caused so much confusion and hearsay that a lot of times we're not even willing to just learn, to just, like, how do we get through? There's been a lot of big issues, that have come up that we've actually sat and looked at and was like, oh, and we've solved it in like a week.
Okay.
Right. But that again, too, goes as a whole to show like our community, starts in the household. I was a child that didn't grow up with, certain protections and teachings and stuff like that. So I give the community grace because I know a lot of them came from that too. Not everybody, right? There's great people out here. There's awesome families, but there's also things that have happened to the detriment of some of the people that have come up here. And I still see that sometimes in our meetings, right? But for the most part, yeah, things have been good. We're progressing, job creations, helping seniors, pretty much getting organized because I fell into this and there was nothing. There was no template. There was no gameplay. Like it was just, so we're creating everything from scratch. But it's taking, the young and the old and the young, not one side. It's all of us.
So did you find out things? Did you find out things about, or do you know things about where money went and how it was spent and if things were being balanced and who made it ripped off the community? No, we're not going to drop names, but have you found out things that were shocking to you or like, that kind of goes with their character? Yeah,
I've, some people I wasn't surprised. I will say that. But yes, I've seen a lot of things that I was not privy of. I can't agree with it. I don't know why you'd want to do certain things to your community like that. But yes, there's been some, major things that have happened around here that we've seen nothing from it. So
you have a whole new board.
Yes. And
so none of the older people or other people that were there are there now. Do they even come to the meetings anymore?
They do. Still pushing the authority. We do have one lady with us who's from the old board, with exceptions. She's just my treasurer. So not too much into the, the nitty gritty of what we do. But yes, we do have an all young board now. We actually just brought off another young, young person from the community. So that was, it was great. And these people are being found organically. We're not out searching like they're just kind of falling. They're the fit.
We're in Preston. But is there any white people in the group, in the board too?
Not at the moment, but
does anybody frown against that?
It was. I'll say from my lack of knowledge and just hearsay in the community, I was kind of one of those people. Like, we should probably lock it down for just ourselves. But then when you go to meetings on the broader scale of things, you realize that, places like Lake Echo, Lawrencetown, all those places, those people are with us. And to hear them, say things like, to politicians, like, you're in a black neighborhood, right? That like set me for a reset because this wasn't the stigma that was put out here from my own a lot of the times, right? So that was a nice eye opener. And someday, like you said, this is Preston Township. That includes East Preston, North Preston, Cherrybrook, Lake Loon, Lawrencetown, Mineville. All these places can go on. I would love to open this up to have us as just one, instead of a bunch of divided communities with a bunch of different votes, and it just doesn't work to our benefit.
At some point, as people, we got to learn to work together.
Yeah.
I grew up with some messed up beliefs. It's probably one of the reasons I have a white wife, because I didn't love the blackness that was me and the blackness that was in front of me,
I relate to
the
that.
black woman, right?
Yeah.
So, but because of that, I've learned other things. I've learned more about other people and how they work. And it's not a color thing. It's a mindset thing.
Yeah.
And we'll leave religion out of this one for now. But it's a mindset thing. If we want to work together and grow together, we got to figure out how to do that.
Yes.
And we need trusting people like you. You're not saying you're a perfect guy, but you have a passion. You have a desire. You want to help. You want to better your life, and you see things that can help. You can help in your community.
Yes.
That's what we need. Now, you've never saw me at a meeting. My son's been at a meeting.
We talked,
and he told me how the meeting started with a prayer.
Yeah.
God, that's just my thing. This is my thing. Like, we're praying, but we're not talking to each other. We're praying, but we're not trusting each other. Mm-hmm. And so what's the sense of sitting down by your bed or your table praying, but you can't get along with the one that you're going to see in the meeting or on the road? It makes no sense. So if you're going to pray, do what you got to do in your meantime, what you got to do. But how do we learn to work together as a people, white, black, whatever? How do we learn to work together for the better of Preston?
Moral accountability. That's one thing I've learned, especially reading now a lot more, because that was the thing I didn't do before. Reading, I was actually insulted by, I won't say a counselor, but someone who, works in one of these city offices. And yeah, it stuck with me. And reading, keeping my mind right and stuff like that was one of those things I kind of had to do. And just learning, you got to have compassion too, right?
You was telling about reading.
Yeah.
When we were sitting over there eating. We brought up Richard Preston.
Yes.
And you were talking about the Preston Township, how it went all the way in town, down to McDonald's on Main Street. Now, tell me some more about that, because I briefly know some things. But how did we get to be here? And how did we lose so much of our land?
Oh, boy. You ready?
Do you know?
I'm about to nerd out right now. Okay. So, way back when, I'm pretty sure it was the 1700s. So it would have been my grandfather, the Lieutenant Governor of Halifax, Sir John Wentworth. That's why we live on Upper Governor Street, Colley's Hill.
So that was your...
That's my grandfather.
He was in the politics.
He was the Lieutenant Governor of Halifax. He was the first we ever had. Or, the grand...
Can we find a picture of him somewhere and put up on this?
Yeah, they have stuff, everywhere, And then Alexander Keith, he's the one that started Halifax Water.
Alexander Keith in the beer?
Yes.
He was a black man?
No, he was a white man.
Okay.
So this is when the colonial era came. At that time, there was already some of us here up North Preston in a place called the Barrens, which stretched out to Indian Brook, going towards the airport. These places and roads are actually still there too. There's watchtowers. RCAF Preston was up on Upper Governor Street as well. So I'm just kind of giving you some assets of where we are. That's the first Citadel Hill. A lot of people don't know that.
What we call Colley Hill?
Yes,
It's
actually higher up than Citadel Hill.
Yeah.
We had the largest radio tower there, which protected all of Canada. To one of the World War, which my grandfather, John Albert Colley, came back from and built Governor Wentworth's second house, his farmhouse, where he housed 30 to 40 little Negroes at a time. My grandfather, Alan...
What do you mean housed?
In his farmhouse.
Oh,
well,
people that work for him?
My grandmother, Sarah, was his mistress.
Okay.
So some of the Maroons that they talk about, that's the Colley family. Some of them were brought, they've integrated into, Indian Brook and those places, and that's how you get to more fair-skinned folks and stuff like that. So the Jamaican Maroons were actually brought here to disrupt the local indigenous population, which were black Indians, and that's verbatim what Grandfather Wentworth wrote in his journal. He said, I'm going to Old Preston Road to see the black Indians of Preston Road Reserve. So, and then as that went on, we have Long Lake here, we have Long Lake in Halifax. All those lakes are the same. That's a colonial thing. They would just name lakes the same place so you couldn't decipher which was where, but each one of them has water on them. Halifax was riddled with like diphtheria and a bunch of diseases. None of the European families that came here were surviving. Alexander Keith's first 3 children that he had with his first wife, they actually all died very young ages until they started breeding with the copper tone people that are already here.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of deep history that people know about. And then as the HRM kept going, there are a lot of people here in our community that do know our history like this. And the city, the province and the other entities right up to Ottawa, they know our history, right? We are part of that group where if we were to go even write King Charles, like and it was the land there and he actually read it, like that's something that would be responded to because of the people we are. Everyone thinks we're African Nova Scotian. Said who? We're not all African Nova Scotian. Some of us, I've seen family records here, people thinking they're African, and lo and behold, their grandmother or grandfather came up from Virginia. No Africa was ever touched, right? So this is the deeper side of our history and stuff, which is a lot of us don't know, which is empowering, especially for myself, because this was also what led me to this stuff here. But with that colonial uprise came all of your redlining, your city sections, and
There had to be somebody playing a role to keep people away from the truth.
yes,
And a lot of the times, I know we have someone called Uncle Tom, someone, the blackface that can speak well or whatever, claims that they're working for the people, when really they're just a puppet for other people that are being taken advantage of us.
yes,
And there's a lot of things that's going on, and I don't know everything. I'm not an educated man, for as far as, I can listen to books now, but my understanding doesn't come from education. It comes from experience.
life experience.
And being here from Preston, I had a brother that was very much get into politics. He didn't go that way too long because he gets frustrated
Yes,
with the people and them not wanting to grow. And he would be very outspoken about some people from Preston. And those names never left my head.
yeah,
And it proves to be true.
yeah,
It still proves to be true. And now how do I move? How's a guy like me that has a business, has a family here from Preston? How do I trust? How do I get involved more? Now I know you're my nephew. I trust you. So that's a good in for me.
right.
To want to do more.
But on the grand
But
scale.
what about someone that don't know you?
Right.
Like, why should they come to the meetings? Why should they listen to what you have to say? You just sit here and said all kinds of stuff, man. And I hope we talk more off camera too, because I want to know more about Preston.
And I have documents. I'm more than willing to share that with anybody that wants it. Anything I say, I can back it up in black and white, like actual certified government. Like I have ADHD, so when I nerd out, this is what I like to do. I love this stuff.
Did you ever have any meetings that you just call a meeting, and if anybody want to hear a history of Preston, and you sit there and you just read stuff or talk like you're talking now, because it feels good to know that you come from something.
Yeah.
It feels good to my ears and to my body, my soul, for you to say your grandfather was your grandfather.
Yeah.
It's that close.
Yeah.
But
Literally.
So what happened to us? Why did we get left so far behind?
Yeah.
Why did other people's children move ahead of us? And there's a lot of games been played.
A lot.
And we do need young, strong men like you, not just in the gym and the bodybuilding,
Yeah.
but in your mind to be able to take some of the rhetoric that's going to come at you. I'm sure a lot of rhetoric will come at you.
Yeah.
And how you dealing with that?
Really, I will say there are times I get frustrated, but it's in the moment when people are just at me, and I'm trying to focus on other things for the community. When I first came to this, I was hot. I was at people. But you know what? With that said, I'll always talk first privately. Mm-hmm. If someone feels a need that they're hurt by what I say, and they come at me, in a public way, or say at my meeting, right? Tones off. I'm not sure if these people realize they're doing it, but everyone in the room is doing it because I do give that respect to people. But in stuff like that, where you have those people who are just disgruntled, it can be daunting at first when you get into it. But like I said, I grew up in chaos, so it's just like another day, really. I
grew up in chaos.
Yeah. I brush it off, and I just go to the gym, and because those people aren't really, they're not really affecting us anymore, right? And it's because someone decided to finally come in and just kind of move them out of the way. Like a little bit of yelling, a little bit of, and I 100% get why people would be frustrated in this spot. Like I've had days, when I first started, where I was like, maybe I shouldn't do this, right? Just for the fact of, sometimes it's my family I have to talk to, right? And that's hard because I'm younger.
And being a Colley and knowing your history and stuff, that got to be some kind of a passion, a drive to want to, to finish something that was started years ago and kind of pushed under the rug, and a lot of people don't know about dealing with land and other situations.
Yeah.
You are a strong man, and many strong men have come, and they have failed because people don't get behind them. They're too scared, and they don't want change.
Yeah.
But change is going to come
Regardless.
whether you like it or not. So why can't we have the change more towards our favor? The people that are in the Prestons, the whites and the black.
Yep.
This is not a prejudice thing. We need to come together and learn how to work together. And with someone like you, and I sit here and listen to you talk, and I'm sure there's so much more you can go on. I hope you share some more stuff. Like, are you listening to this man? Do you even know half of the history he just spoke? And how much more can he speak? Right. We need to grow. We need to learn. We need to know what happened in the past so we don't repeat it.
Thank you.
And this man has done the homework. He has done the research all on his own. And he don't get paid for this. So I'm going to go to the next meeting. That probably canceled 20 other people that were thinking about but you know what I mean? Hopefully it'll balance out.
Yeah.
Go to the next meeting, man. Just hear what you're saying, man.
Yeah. We got a lot of good stuff going on, too. Like, our truckers group is taking off.
What is it?
We have a truckers group now.
Okay.
Because, say, the Roundabout Project for Ross Road. The communities aren't... I still don't know what's going to happen with that community-wide. It seems like it's just going through because... That's another thing, too, coming into this position. There were things that people wanted us to change, but this was already signed 20 years ago.
20 years ago? You mean the roundabout by North Preston?
This stuff has been in...
Hold on. The roundabout, I just started hearing about going from East Preston. Yeah. You got to go past North Preston in a way to Dartmouth. Mm-hmm. They were going to do a roundabout there. That agreement was signed how many years ago?
This stuff has been in the making since 1999. So it was a 30-year plan.
Okay, but who agreed? Who was behind it?
I like to call them the Malicious 12. That's what I call them.
Malicious 12?
Mm-hmm. And they're all community members.
Right.
But then it's funny you say that because there was one member, I went and showed them, hey, this is your land. What? They had plans for mine too? You helped.
He didn't know he was helping to his own detriment?
Had no idea. Signed the community over at the same time. He's about to lose what he got too. So it's like, why? What was your point? What was your goal in even doing this? Having this, community meetings are not 12 people. Community meetings is the whole community.
Right.
And compared to the census that I've seen, there's about 830 of us. So how does 15 speak for us?
And the land between, so if you go up a Governor, Colley Hill,
yes,
land between Preston and North Preston, that land between Preston, how did the government get all that?
So on, I guess it would be one side, it would be like back Bryan Street, Old Bryan Street, where it goes into the Barrens. That is Crown land. The other side is the Colley Homestead.
How did it become Crown land, though?
It was given from government, so King Charles. So that's something that we would have to go through and be in direct contact with Ottawa for, which is what I'm pushing for big time, because that is where our reserve started. That is where the majority, that is the epicenter. Back in the day up there, we had the best botanical gardens on this side of the East Coast, and there was a botanist named Titus Smith, who was the best up there. The lumber up there, the LaPierre brothers, Seymour and Allison LaPierre made that.
Did you say a botanist?
A botanist, yeah.
What is that?
So people that deal with like plants and herbs and flowers and stuff like that, yeah.
I was thinking for some reason, what's the name when people deal with dead people?
Oh, dear.
I'm like, why we need the best one of them? Okay.
Yeah, so that's how that kind of came to be. So that's still land that we could get possession of, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone thinks you have to pay all these taxes and stuff. We're a non-status reserve. So why would we pay taxes?
Okay.
And that's the truth. That's the real...
Yeah, speaking of taxes, I talked with different people about this, and I even heard a famous rapper, Ice Cube, talking about it. People want what's the word?
Representation or reparations.
Reparations.
Yes.
I mean, if black people didn't have to pay taxes, that would be great.
Yeah.
You could get ahead.
Big time.
Taxes is in my ass a lot.
Yeah.
But going from, I don't think you answered it for me. The land went from Preston, where we are,
Yes.
all the way to Dartmouth.
Yes.
How did we lose it?
Just colonial pushbacks. The same thing we're seeing now with these new highways coming in. This is what the city does. They don't care.
So they can just take it?
That's pretty much.
Did anybody get paid for it at the time?
They're getting paid, but they're getting okay. Say we
So-
got 100 acres here in Preston.
Mm-hmm.
It might cost you. It might be 30 grand for 100 acres. You do that in town. What's that going to run you?
30 grand for 100 acres here.
But this
No,
is
we get more than that.
no, we don't.
No, I got some land, buddy. I
We
get more than
that's
30,000.
that, but that's what they're going to sell to people, right? Especially people who've had land expropriated. We know somebody that had their land taken, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of those things. Nothing you can do about it here. You take what we give you, and that's it, right? Like why? But in this position, that's
Yeah, but I don't know if you still answered my question.
yeah,
How did they get the land?
exactly that. They just take it.
So was there no homes or buildings that we owned, like our ancestors owned, all the way into town?
There was. We had Maroon Hall. We had a courthouse. We had everything. Montague Gold Mine and stuff.
Yeah,
This was
you-
all ours. If anybody ever wants to reach out to me, I have the original land maps. There's no land grants, all the homesteads. There was no homestead out here that was less than 110 acres. I have everything.
You said something that I didn't know when we were sitting there eating. You said that we had our own courthouse?
We did.
You
We
mean
did.
criminal courthouse?
Maroon Hall. That's the Jamaican. Like we had all these things sit in.
Did black people sit in there
Yep.
as judge?
It was us. It was solely us. And then when families were bred, certain siblings were sold off into gold mines, like down in Sydney, Montague. This was all taken from us. That's the deeper side of what I'm still looking into, because I'm now going through the original history book of where all the maroon properties were. And that is down where they're building all this new, like Acoma, that area. A lot of our stuff was in there.
So is there anybody on your board that's a lawyer?
Right now, we are actually working on retaining.
But it's just a member
Yeah, actually,
from the community.
one of our new board member we just brought on has a background in that legal.
Those things are going to be important.
Yeah,
Someone has to know how to read legal documentation
Big
and know
time.
what those words mean. And because most of this stuff will probably end up in court at some point.
right.
And we can't go half-assed.
Yeah.
I'm saying we, and I don't know how much I want to get involved.
Well,
in
it's us, it's as a community.
You're my nephew, man. And and my son Noah, he's been going to the
Yeah.
meetings.
Yes.
He's been telling me
You
to
know,
come
talk
down.
all the time,
I
yeah.
got to get up my own way, but I don't have a lot of faith
Mm-hmm.
in the people
I get it.
because of the history.
Yes.
Whether it's the history of that church building out there and all their breakups and all their confusion, a lot of that has put hurt and confusion in me, and I just don't want nothing to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
But to see somebody younger come in to help the older
Yeah.
need to start to listen. Because the older people, like I'm older, I have some stuff I want to say and some stuff I want to do, but it has to mix in with the young people too.
Big time.
The young people are the future. And what are we building out here? Preston has to change. It can't stay the same.
Yeah.
And you mentioned something about water.
Yes.
We don't have to connect into the city water. We
No.
can put our own, what's it called?
We can have our own water tower, water system. We have our own water authority. That's normal.
We have the lakes and that.
One of our lakes, actually, it's funny you say this. One of our lakes, I was just doing kind of like just checking around the community, seeing what's what, because this is part of my job too. I got to go around certain areas, check land markers, and see what's what. One of our lakes out here is a beach. Did you know that?
A beach. It's called the beach? Which lake is it?
Lake Eagle. That is classified as a park and a beach
Really?
by the HRM. And the sign is probably about yay big
So,
on a
and-
telephone pole.
And you're talking about plans. Like, there are people that plans things decades ahead.
Decades.
And we haven't even caught up to it. The schemes and the games that can play that. We see that old piece of land sitting there, but somebody has a plan for that 50 years from now.
Yep.
Because they know ain't nobody paying attention to it. Ain't nobody paying taxes on it. They already know how they're going to steal it.
Yep.
Or take it over in a somewhat of a legal way.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, how do we educate ourselves, man? Like, all the stuff you're saying, did you just take time and read books, or has you not have best relationship with your dad, so he didn't tell you? So how do you know this information? Where did you get the information from?
I had to go sit. The first,
How do you trust it? How do you know it's true?
we have allies in some very high areas,
Okay.
all throughout the government. And I mean, like, these are serious, government documents that shows everything, everyone that was doing things. You gotta understand, before I got here, there was people who were sitting in positions for 10, 15 years. But they're complaining about me being in for 3.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you can create the chaos. And that's the other thing too, like, these people know that if there's parcels of land out here that nobody's gonna get, we could take that as a community, split it between people that need it, have a community farm, have our own food. Like, we had all of this stuff. So how we regress back so far is kind of wild, because we built the blueprint for Halifax. There would be no Halifax without Preston.
Explain that. You said that table.
Yes, there's a book called, and if you want to look into more detail, called The History of Halifax in Preston Township. There was no Dartmouth on the other side of that bridge. It was just Preston.
Okay.
From there all the way out, FPC, First Preston Church, that's St. John's Hall. St. John's Anglican Church, my grandfather was the one that, John Albert Colley, direct descendant of Governor Wentworth, is the one that sat that land plot out. It's named St. John's Anglican after him because he was an evangelist from these things, from, these, I guess, colonial powers. This is what they did to us. They'd send one of us into cause chaos, separation, and then in the meantime, we lose everything behind our back. So stuff like that is easy to deal with, especially coming to these meetings, because it gives me more authority. Remember, I work for the community. I don't work for anybody else. If there's anybody else that's coming out here trying to do things that's going to harm the community, it's my job to stop them.
When you say evangelist, you're
Yes.
talking about a minister or something, right?
Yeah.
So I was just studying this. I know a bit about it, so I was studying a little bit more. If you look at some of the roots movies or old movies, how there's a white man in the church and the black guy is preaching.
Yes.
And I was studying up just the other day on the black, the Negro Bible, and how they took out certain verses, and that man, that preacher, whatever, that black man, he was only allowed to read these verses.
Right.
And that overseer, that white man, was making sure he did that.
Uncle Tom.
So are you saying that what was going on then, they would put certain black people in positions
That's exactly what
just
was
so
happening.
they made sure the other black people follow what they want them to do anyway?
Yeah, literally, that's it. Even to this day, when I go to certain meetings and stuff, when I go to Halifax, and then some people in our communities that have big titles, and then I see their name on a cubicle, and I'm like, it's like the biggest rat race to be who can be the best pet. Like, that's literally what these people are doing,
So
and it's sad.
I'm glad to see and know that you're not interested in being anybody's pet.
Nope.
And with the things that you want to do and like to see happen with your community, many people, higher up people with more money, they may want to come at you in some way. So that's very important that you put together the right team.
Yeah.
And the people that know what's at stake.
Yeah.
And also be building yourself and be building your family. Because it's not just about saving Preston. We have to build ourselves so that the kids and stuff we got, they have something to go to. And there's a huge world here.
Bigger than all of us.
And I'm glad to see you haven't taken off and running out into the world. And you want to stay here and fight for something that's worth having and being a part of, and that's Preston.
Yeah.
I have a business in Preston. I've invested in Preston.
Yes.
I believe in Preston. And I also believe in the people if they would let themselves be re-educated.
Right.
And stop believing and know some stuff. Believing is great if you want to have hope.
But knowing
And putting in the work with the right people to get things done.
Yes.
That's just power.
Yeah, literally. And it's nice to see that. What did I say? I don't want to gloat, but it's nice to see that with the board that I've fallen into and that I've helped create. It's nice to see that we're making that safe space for people in our community, so they can come sit in one-on-one. Because there's some people in meetings they might get irate. So we're going to reach out to them after. Hey, can we come sit and chat with you? Because we want to know the deeper side of what's going on. Because a lot of this stuff is stuff from years ago, and when you have a group of people who are just stuck in a poverty mindset, who were never given anything, who were never, that's, I understand. I see it because I came from it. right? I didn't have to be one of the best bodybuilders in the world. I didn't ever have to, have my own trucking company. I never had to have any of these things coming from where I come from. It was hard to mold myself into that person that was allowing these things to come into my life, right? And so to be home, be able to, use, like you said, use my lived experience to help other people, see more for themselves than they can see. Like that's why wouldn't you want to do that?
So would you say you're a self-motivated person?
Big time.
Because you've had a trucking company and you've done things with your body and traveled and different stuff. I'm very much self-motivated. And I'm also motivated off of what I see other people haven't done.
Yeah.
I can learn from people's mistakes. I've learned from my mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
There's something they say, we got to respect our elder people. And we got to respect everybody, really. But I respect you for what?
At the cost of what?
What have you done? I mean, I know the Preston wouldn't be here in the lands that we held on to if somebody haven't done something. But a change got to come.
Mm-hmm.
And brother, I'm looking at the change.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And people got to come alongside of you, whether they like it or not sometimes. Because where you going?
Yeah.
We got kids, they're going to jail. They're going away. Why can't they stay here? Why can't we build this community up?
They give them the opportunities right here. We can have our own gas. We can have all, when I'm out in Alberta, when I'm in Nunavut, when I'm in these remote areas, and we're working in these towns, and we're the ones that are building these places, the roads, the ice roads. Like that's what it is.
We don't need a Tim Hortons. What about Tim Preston?
Thank you. Why can't we have our own cafes? Yeah.
I'm not a follower.
No.
And because of that, I make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
But also, I learned stuff along the way. What I need to change,
Right.
what makes me better. Man, like if you're gonna do something, like all I can ask you to do is be real.
Yeah.
And be real to yourself, your little girl, and the people that need you first.
Yeah.
But then when you're standing up for the community, it's a lot.
It is.
Everybody's looking to knock you down. Everybody's looking to judge you. I wouldn't say everybody, but people are looking to knock you down, looking to judge you. So how you drive your car? What kind of car you drive? How many women you with?
Got to be cautious. Yeah.
If you're out at a party, if you're drunk, everybody's looking to knock you down.
Yeah.
So when you put yourself in this position, you almost got to learn how to play the game.
You do, big time, and it's what a game it is.
Yeah. Yeah, man, and I don't want to talk myself for going to a meeting, but I'm going to the next meeting, and I want to invite anyone that watches this video, come, listen, see
Big
what
time.
the young man is saying,
Yeah.
and come be a part of it, because we have a beautiful community here. Of course, I don't like everybody, and everybody don't like me. But speaking about the next meeting, when is the next meeting?
The next meeting is the second Tuesday of July. August? Second Tuesday of August. I forget the date exact, but so yeah, and that's another thing too. For the past 50 years, the ratepayers meetings are always every second Tuesday at the rec center at 7 p.m. Like I didn't change any of that. That's just what it's been.
And that's just time. Still.
Yep. Yeah, and we've been working to get it on the sign down here.
So
too.
what's on the docket? What's to be talked about?
The stormwater bills, where that came from, more education on that. We've actually taken steps to get that halted for everybody, because that's also another little loophole that they use to, put this on people's land taxes. They lose their land, and next thing you know, one of us from the community gets a call. Only one person only, about people's land every time it goes up for sale, and that's why people are losing their things.
Okay.
So
yeah. that's the agenda. You have some information you're going to be bringing to the table about that.
It's important. I mean, you got homesteads out here. I'm not even sure if some people out here who grew up on some of these homesteads that are supposed to be rightfully owned, like owners of these homesteads out here, even know that it existed in their family. That's the other part, right? Because I'm only sharing and feeding the info that I have. I can't do this by myself. It takes the whole community, because I'm only good in my profession and what I know, right? You can come in, you do all kinds of, your stoneworkers over there. I don't know that, right? So when we need stuff like that, that's what I'm saying. It's going to take a community. But when the village is lacking, someone has to step up.
And I have the privilege of talking to you, and we talk on the phone and stuff. And we didn't name drop anybody today, and we don't plan to. But I know a lot of names of people that ain't with shit. And this is base talk, so I got to talk. Our community needs to step up. You might judge me because of my past, but look at my present. Look where I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to go, and this young man's trying to go. We all have a past.
Yeah.
You know, even you that have robbed Preston. You've robbed Preston. Why don't you come back? Change your mind. Let the truth out. Let us grow. Let your children grow. Let your grandchildren grow. We need to grow. We can't stay stuck in whatever. When was Preston founded?
Oh my gosh, back in the 17. I mean, before that, we've been here since before that. We were here for such a long time. It's, we were founded before the founders showed up.
I'm so proud of you, man, the way you delivered yourself, the way you spoke. You have more patience than me, and you want to work with the people. And I thank you for that, because I'm one of the people.
Appreciate that a lot. I'm looking forward to our next conversation. That's for sure. I know this was like our first one, but there's a lot more we can talk about. And
hey, we don't got to be done. I have to fold my arms and hear what you got to say.
I'm more than It's just like you said. It's just like touch base on the community stuff. Our community's not stepping up. And I will say
why
this.
Why is that though? Is the young people just don't see anything attractive?
Well, from what I'm seeing, the pattern is there's been young people that have come before me and tried to do things, and they were silenced. You can't do that. Don't you do that. Nobody wants to disrespect their elders. Mm-hmm. But you can't tell me I'm disrespecting.
Except for me.
Right. And that's kind of the thing I get. Well, Julian, you're this. And I'm like, well, you're sitting here running me down, and all I'm trying to say is this was wrong. Mm-hmm. That's normal human conversation in my world. That's not disrespectful because I disagree with you.
Well, anyone that's doing something wrong, whether it's illegal or whatever,
right,
they're always going to defend themselves that it's good.
Yeah, and it's not. And that's like you said, if these people in our community who were just doing wrong things would just sit down privately with us.
What is a wrong thing? Tell me, without no names, like what is a wrong thing that you've seen that was done in the community by somebody in a position?
I think signing deals for jobs,
Not things. What do you know was done wrong to this community? Don't gotta be a bunch. Just one thing you know that was done wrong.
We've had $6 million deals signed through here that we've seen no fruits of that. There's been multiple grants that have been brought through where, it could be a $100,000 grant. There's $10,000 that was given to the community. Where's the rest of it? That's not things we can continue on. Random $1,000 here to accounts over like in the U.S. and random stuff like that. So
there's a lot of questions.
Very much so.
And I'm pretty sure you have most of the answers behind it. But you have seen some of the dirt that's been done.
Yeah.
And you're passionate about putting a stop to it.
Yeah, and I just want
doing your part.
Yes, I just want it to stop. I don't want no one to. I'm not here to sell people out and stuff. I just stop. Let us breathe. Let us relax. Our people need some space so they can chill and grow for a little bit. Like no one wants to be out here with nothing all the time. Like we're at a point where you got, the rec center is being ran now by Charnel. Like, they got like 15 people on their board. How much more better how does that, like, you have so many young folks who are here now.
So that's a good thing, though.
That's an awesome thing.
Yeah.
Because now we have young, creative minds.
Right.
But unfortunately, the struggle is I was this on this, and we're still fighting with that old. And I'm not even actually. You know what? Majority of the older generation is somewhat decent. I'm not gonna lie, but the ones that we've let blindly lead us are the ones that sometimes hurt us. Yeah. Not always purposely. Sometimes there's I've seen situations where people kind of had their back against the wall, which I don't think is fair either.
Yeah. So doing nothing when you're in a position to do something is also hurting the community.
Big time. Staying dormant. It's like prayer without action, like we always talk about it.
Yeah. Don't get me going on this religious stuff. If we're doing good, we're doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't want to keep grabbing at things, but I know you have more to say, and I want to bring you back.
Yeah,
I want to bring you back, and by that time, hopefully, I would have gone to a meeting.
Yeah.
And I can see for myself.
Yeah, definitely. I think you should. I'd be happy to have you there. To be honest, like it's nice. Our numbers are growing. We've had like 5-6 people at first. Some meetings we have 30 people there.
Nice.
Like it's in like even that.
How organized is it? Is it loud? Is it shouting? Is it...
No, at first it was. People were getting up but me, I'm pretty hard headed. I'm probably not gonna back down if you get up and start saying it, especially when I know you don't know what you're talking about, because I'm the one's the paper. You're just yelling from the crowd.
Right.
Right. So yeah, I think we've grown that mutual respect. You know, especially with the community. Some people might have thought I was a little, you know, just sassy is what I call it. But it was just, at the end of the day, I'm a 37-year-old man, right? And if I'm saying something that I know is right, you're not going to make me feel small because you're slighted by what I'm saying. That just doesn't work, right? And now that's given a lot more of our young folks to finally come ahead because I have their back just like they had mine.
Nice.
Right? No one left behind. Everybody that's a part of this,
Nice.
young, old, you know, we're even thinking about bringing the kids in, you know, parents and kids night. So we can see what the kids want to see in the community without the, you know, other, without all the riffraff. Because these are things that we're actively doing. Like our truckers union, man, like that is, like these boys are going to be on that job. Right. And like they're like things are moving, things are in fruition, 70-30. Right. This is like we're creating things for our people to thrive, to, you know, start having different avenues of, you know, revenue and, you know, opening up to different information sessions and stuff like that. But we're bringing it more so here to the community. Usually everyone we talk to, we just bring them here to the hall.
I looked at my arm and you said the words, leave no man behind. That's what those.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What it stands for, leave no man behind. But now today, I have to look at things and see what men, what women I want to get behind. And you're definitely one of them, bro.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
So
yeah.
There's one more thing I gotta put out there to you.
Oh boy.
Oh, you already know what it is?
Oh, you know I know what it is.
The bass challenge. Now, you want to step up to these hard-headed people in Preston? Well, I got some weights there that they stubborn too.
I can curl 50s now. I don't know if I can.
50s?
Yeah.
You don't want $1,000?
It's been a while since I hit them hundreds.
Do you want to try?
I'll try it.
Okay. Now, this is an ex-bodybuilder, so he should be able to curl these. My money should really be in jeopardy right now. If he doesn't do it, I don't know what to say. You take them off. I'm taking off these balls.
I can probably shred them. I can't curl them. What? Hundreds? Yeah. I haven't picked those up in a while. Hammer curl or straight curl?
No, a straight curl.
Oh, I can't straight curl now.
You got a straight curl. I put my son's ring on to keep him safe. Oh, that's
all I got.
That's a hammer curl.
That's all I got. With them, honey. You gotta give me like.
Put him down there on the floor. I'm gonna curl one.
Give me like 6 months.
6 months.
6 months, yeah. So I get back to the gym here and then we'll do it again.
You gotta sit down for a second because I gotta share something here. You said give you 6 months.
6 months.
Remember when I posted the video?
Yes.
And I went in the gym challenging you?
This for you, buddy Julian. This from Unc. I'm ready for you. Few more. Waiting to see your video, Julian.
Yeah.
You still, that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Remember that time you and the boys took me down to the gym that time and you guys had me curling, what, the 110s for like 20 reps, 6 sets?
Come on. I don't know
What?
110.
Yes. 110s, 120s. I want to see how you do this. See, that's easy work.
See, control. Like me, I get going. Keep going.
How many more?
No more. Yeah, man. We some strong people.
Yeah.
And we've done some incredible things. And I want you to keep going, bro.
Yeah, thank you
Keep
very
going.
much. 100%.
Got your back.
I got yours too, man. Thank you.
If I quit, you gotta tell yourself. You gotta be your own boss. You gotta be your own boss. You gotta be your own boss.
I feel you, man. Listen, thanks for the talk, bro. I appreciate it. I'll see you soon, okay?
Thanks for calling me, man.
No,
but
thank you. All right, man.